Are you investing your money wisely, or could you be benefiting in other areas? And if you're thinking about trading, would you know how to go about it? Well, if not, you may want to consider the Online Trading Academy Phoenix. And we've got instructor Ken Beckrich here to tell us more about this. Now, I'm very intrigued by this.
Yes.
And so tell us exactly, what is Online Trading Academy and what do you do?
We're like a college for people who want to understand the markets. So whether they're looking for short-term income or protecting or growing long-term wealth, how do they actually learn how to make money in the market and be successful? Because with all due respect, most of what people are taught is totally wrong, because the people that are giving them the information are on the other side of their trades. And so it's something where people think that they can make money in the market because, I mean, the E-Trade baby's making money. How hard could it possibly be? But there's a real skill that's required, and that's really what we teach.
The skill that's required versus, oh, well, I got a tip or I got a hunch, and now I'm going to go and invest all my money on this tip.
Because you're the only person who knows that.
Right.
Goldman Sachs can't possibly already know this.
All by myself over here.
Yes, that becomes the problem. Because people are taught that they can know things that are unknowable. The actual market and the stocks have literally nothing to do with each other. It's what the big banks do and the institutions do is the same thing that Walmart does. They buy stock cheaply, they tell you a sexy story, and then you buy it at a high price, and then you can't figure out why you lost money. And that's the basic mechanism of what happens.
And the people who knew about all this prior, maybe the friends and family, they've already been in, gotten their money, and been out before you even had a chance to invest.
But even bigger than that, the big banks can make the stock go up because they have enough money to move the market. And so they can suck people in at high prices, dump their stock off. And this has been going on since, you know, it's all it is marketing. And it's whether it's Tesla or Facebook or whatever it is, Amazon hasn't made any real money like in years and years and years, and yet the stock is at all-time highs. Well, why is that? Because people think that it's a good stock, but they don't understand how you actually make money in the market.
When you're talking about the market, and I know with different investors, they want to stick to the money market funds and the stocks and the bonds and everything else, but do you also address gold and silver, you know, the precious metals too? Because I notice a lot of times those investors will steer away from that because they're not going to make any money on that.
Sure. We believe that generally mutual funds and stocks are poor bets because all successful trading and investing is risk management. You're going to have losing trades, so the key is not losing a lot of money. Stocks and mutual funds are very, very hard to do risk management. Most of our students come in trading stocks and they end up walking out trading futures or currencies or options. We're not big precious metals people per se, but you trade them exactly the same way. All you're trying to figure out is, are institutions buying this or selling this? And we teach people how to use charts to figure that out. And one of the things that we do that's very different than what anyone else does is we have classrooms. It's not, even though it's Online Trading Academy, we're teaching people how to execute the trade online.
Physically go to you.
But you come to us, we have instructors, we have support staff, we have coaches, there's a community of other like-minded people, and it makes people significantly more effective at it than I sat at home, I read some book, and then all of a sudden I can't figure out what I'm really doing.
Right, but yet I think I'm going to master this.
Correct.
And then there's nobody there to answer a question for me. And I'm the type of person, I mean, I like the hands-on. I want to physically be in front of you, raise my hand, ask the question versus typing in my question and maybe I'll get an answer back.
Correct.
Tell us about your typical students who attend this academy.
It's all over the map. I mean, literally, as we were talking about earlier, our youngest student that I'm aware of was 13 years old. He's now in his early 20s and he's running a hedge fund. The oldest student we had come in was a Pearl Harbor survivor. He was 93. And every one of them are trying to really figure out, and especially a lot of the people who have been doing this for a while, it's what's going wrong.
Right.
And there's obviously something that I'm missing here, and the reality is that they've been told a series of stories about the market that just aren't true. And the newer people do better. The people,
because they're open-minded.
Correct. They haven't been fed all this, well, it's about studying the fundamentals of the company. With all due respect, Goldman Sachs has thousands of really smart people doing that. How are you going to outperform them? You can't. And so you have to be very Zen-like, realize you don't know anything, and simply look for, this looks like an indication of buying, so I'm going to buy. This is an indication of selling, I'm going to sell. And here's how I do my risk management. And everything should be done in advance. We have people who are day traders, we have people who are long-term traders. even if you're a day trader, you should not be sitting in front of the computer screen because it's very emotional. All you want to do is plan everything out. I put on a trade last night. I might get filled today, I might not. It's not a big deal one way or another, and you have to treat it that way, because if it becomes a big deal, the emotions take over.
Oh, for sure. And then you bail versus trying to ride it out.
Exactly. What we teach is actually remarkably simple. The hardest part is between your ears. It is the fear and it's the greed. And so what we're trying to do is teach people a system so that they know exactly when they get in the trade how much they can lose and how much they can make, and they're either comfortable with it or they're not. If you are, do it. If you're not, do something else.
So what do you think the biggest mistake many people make when they are trading? I mean, do you think, again, because it is the emotion, that they watch it drop and then they bail instead of just trying to ride out the storm, or is it something else?
The biggest mistake is they fundamentally misperceive what the market is. They believe has something to do with the fundamentals of the company. They believe they can know something, and they can't. There's nothing, with all due respect, you're going to know that Goldman Sachs didn't know 3 months ago or 6 months ago or whatever. And the stock goes up. Tesla hasn't made a dime yet. And people always talk about it makes money because that's the way the accounting gets done. But you really can't know anything, and you have to start with that. And then it just becomes, people don't like the gambling analogies, but what this is the world's largest poker game.
For sure.
And in a poker game, the good players don't take money from other good players, they take them from the suckers in the game. And everything that is done is designed to suck people into things like 401ks and IRAs.
529s.
Where they have no risk management. You can't risk manage a mutual fund. So why are you in them? Well, because there's an industry out there that spends billions of dollars on advertising telling you it's a good thing to do.
Right, and we're supposed to believe it, right?
Correct.
Tell everybody quickly where you're located.
We're up in Scottsdale, just off of Hayden Road, just north of Raintree.
And I saw that you have classes available all the time, and if you would like more information about these classes, you can always call 844-846-2663, or you can visit tradingacademy.com/Phoenix. I'm Lisa Schneider-Cipriano. We'll be right back with more of the Morning Scramble.